knows this is coming. Tanks are on the move, I feel. They better be on the move, or his base is going to be on fire, and he did fear. And Nony's sneak attack basically has been revealed here. One missile turret, not in the greatest positioning here, but Nony's going to be in a lot of... He's going to drop those zealots and actually lay out the tank, being very aggressive here. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting to go for SC vehicles. Not going to be able to lay out the tank quite yet. This zealot's going to realize he's not... Or this shuttle's going to realize he's not quite prepared for this. And yes, the attack has been revealed. Fortunate vultures. Call it luck, call it whatever. Nice play there by DL to hold that off. I was expecting that to do a lot of damage. Now he's going to quickly throw up that Nexus, realizing that Reaver harassment was not as good as he wanted, and Nony's actually probably not feeling too good right now. His definitely the macro game is falling in favor of DL. DL's third expansion probably on the way, and it is on the way here. So DL 3-3 right now, and Nony's going to have to play very smart. He's going to have to do some nice Reaver harassment. I feel he needs to go back with that Reaver and try to get some harassment. Right now he's going to drop off that Reaver and use it as a defensive mechanism instead of trying to be aggressive, which probably right now the best call because DL scouted that. I feel if he didn't scout that though, his tanks were all at his choke right here, and he could have got a couple good shots off, probably got a good 7-8 SCV kills, make it worth it. One thing about Reavers is as a player, you'll be like, oh yeah, let's go do Reavers, it's so fun, it's so great, and then you'll lose your Reaver because you're not as good as Nony. But it really, I've heard it's Reavers, they need to get 400 to 500 mineral kills, or minerals worth of kills. So that's about 8 Marines, 8 SCVs, probably 8 SCVs. Generally, the Terran Army doesn't make 8 Marines unless they're going M&M here. Scouting probe coming in here, or observers coming in here, is going to see this expansion. So Nony knows what's up, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to deal with it. Goons to protect this. His cannons, he's trying to do everything he can to save some minerals and try to get the gateway. He knows his army's not quite enough to deal with the push that could be coming very soon from his Terran opponent. So he's actually going to get the forge a little later and just protect this expansion with goons. Not going to die to vulture harassment. Nony's too smart of a player. Observer going back, make sure there's no more expansions somewhere hidden on this map, but there isn't. We are seeing first three base TVP, not the situation you want to be in if you're Nony right now, and I'm expecting Nony to deal with this pretty quickly, and I'm expecting him to probably expand again, try to put some more. He does have double Reaver here, so Nony is not done. DL better be prepared for this. The harassment is not done. Observer's going to come in here, see this missile turret. Yeah, it was one thing I was actually heard from Tasteless. Observers have one, like, farther foot, I guess you could say, or one thing farther of sight than missile turrets, so it's really hard to not get hit by a missile turret as an observer. 2 Reavers going to drop here. They're actually going to take a tank hit. That really hurts here, but he's going to be able to pick off that missile turret here, so I'm going to be able to move around this Reaver that much easier here, and we are going to see more harassment here. This harassment is not done. Behind his base is completely susceptible besides that tank right there, and Nony's going to try to drop this, and Nony doing everything he can, realizing that the tank isn't positioning where it is. Nony playing very smart. You're going to pick off that one vulture, picking up the supply depot, so Nony might actually, after all, be making this Reaver harassment finally a little late, but we do see about 70 side count is a option for PvT Reaver harassment, although he tried to go for it earlier. I feel it's going to be more effective now. Oh, that's one SCV is going to go down. Nony, got to be careful, though. He's going to pick off a couple of vultures here. Still does have 2 Reavers. One Reaver obviously in red health here, so he's going to try to just stay out of the tank's range here and going to try to lay it out. One SCV going down. Another supply depot. Nony's harassment is working brilliantly. One more supply depot will fall. We are seeing 3 base versus 3 base Protoss, or PvT, not where you want to be, but Nony's harassment might, after all, make up for it. I feel if you could drop it almost like right here, one good shot would really change it around, but the tank's in the position to deal with it, and Nony's going to back off, not losing a Reaver. Generally, and really, if you get a couple kills, you kill a couple supply depots, you kill a couple SCVs, I feel in PvT, it's very important that you back off. Being aggressive, being confident's good, but don't be an overconfident. Like right now, if Nony were to lose this shuttle, everything would change. Even losing a Reaver could hurt. I think he needs to back off and use it as an army, but that is not what Nony's going to do. Nony's going to try to be aggressive here, and with Nony's micro, it's a little different. Going to pick off another SCV. Nony's showing why he is one of the top players, definitely a top foreigner, probably the top foreigner in my opinion, and actually playing pretty impressively in the Korea. The Koreans seem to be pretty impressed with him. Daniel Lee actually very impressed. Tasteless very impressed. 2 players know what they're doing, or 2 guys who know what they're doing. Pretty impressed with Nony's play so far. He's actually taking this expansion here. Going to try to take the 4-3 expansion lead, but those cannons. Now these goons are going to come in. All these losing that, realizing observers aren't quite where they needed to be. Vulture harassment's going to be stopped or held to a minimum here, but Nony's not done. Oh, yes, that's an observer. Okay. Nony's harassment has ended, I think. Yes, it has. So hopefully I didn't miss too much there. Probes transferring, high temporals out. Hopefully you can have some Jangbi-like storms if you're a Nony fan. I'm kind of biased, I guess, in these things because I like Nony so much. But I try not to be biased. I try to be fair to both players. But it's hard not to cheer for Nony when he's playing a player like Chosen Light when I've never watched one of his games. And I'm obviously not a big fan if I don't know him. Shuttle out here. So he is going to be able to use the shuttle for more harassment. If not, use it in his army. It's really decent micro here. Really nice Reaver micro here from Nony. And it was something I really wanted to see. Protoss Reaver micro is probably one of the hardest things. Often expecting to see Protoss players excel in other areas, but the Reaver harassment is still like a C- on iCup when they're a B+ player. That's often a possibility. We did see the Arbiter's Tribunal here, so we are going to see Arbiters here from Nony. Nony's going to actually almost lose the shuttle here. Oh, wow. Almost going to lose the shuttle. He's going to be able to lay out these factories here. Nony persists, gonna keep with this Reaver harassment. A little sloppy with the shuttle there, but actually nice drop. Did pick off the missile turret, so for all he cares, he kept the shuttle alive. That's really what it comes down to here. And Nony still trying to be aggressive. I'm expecting some Goliaths out here to deal with the shuttles, which are soon going to turn into Arbiters here. So Nony, so DL better be prepared for this, and I just talked about Nony for like 10 minutes. DL here, he does have his tanks not lined up in the best position here, with storms are a possibility. Zealots flooding the scene. I don't know if he has enough vulture support, not the tank support he needs. Oh, storming everything. And that is a lot of tanks falling here. And Nony's actually going to be able to march over this. And I don't think DL's completely prepared for this. That might have not been the smartest decision. The macro game for DL has been basically owned here. And he's just basically due to that Reaver harassment. The Reaver harassment was very successful from Nony after the first attempt was not so successful. And Nony's losing a lot of his army, but that's exactly what he wants to do. Basically, Zealots are the backbone for a Protoss army. Once you lose them, you need to back off, especially in PvT, obviously in PvT. His Arbiter's Tribunal is warped in one Stargate. We aren't going to see the second Stargate, and now it's up to DL to prepare for them. Basically, you want to have more. So you want to have some science vessels. You can have more. There can be more Arbiters on the field than science vessels, but you need some science vessels here. And I don't see exactly if we are going to see science vessels here. All right, so someone from Light has left the game. Not like that matters here. But yeah, thought that was GG for a second. I was like, whoa, dude, kind of early to quit. So yeah, there is a lot of obs in this game. And yes, anyways, Nony's got to back off here. He is backing off. This Reaver is actually quite susceptible. I'm surprised he doesn't have a... he's not making another shuttle. I'm surprised. One Arbiter on the way. We are just going to see him go off one Stargate here. Is he taking this expansion? He is going to take this 5 o'clock expansion here. So, DL's macro game is kind of failing right here. He's playing pretty good. He's still completely in this game, but I feel he needs to take an expansion. I'm surprised he didn't keep his macro lead better. He got the 3rd expansion before Nony's 3rd expansion, but now he's falling behind, letting his opponent grab the 4th expansion before him, and I feel that could have been his. I feel he could have kept the macro game. This mine will reveal this expansion here for Nony. So Nony, I'm expecting we possibly could be seeing a push here from... We are going to be seeing a push here from DL, and I don't know if Nony has what it takes to deal with this. Those are mostly mines, but not a huge army for DL. Lots and lots of vultures here, so Zealots aren't going to be too effective. Some Zealot bombs, some Zealot drops could be the call, though. Not enough High Templars, and Nony knows that his army is not quite big enough here, so he's got to try to back off, try to reinforce his army, but losing that expansion could be very costly. He is mining from this base and now this base, so maybe if he lost his expansion, he could possibly recover here, but definitely if you're Nony fan, you don't want him to lose that expansion. Missile turret warping up here, so we are going to see it contain. I'll probably use the barracks for a floating tool to try to lay out this Nexus. All our possibilities right now. Nony's just in a last-ditch effort right now here to try to hold this up. Arbiter's out, and I don't think DL is quite prepared for this. He does have a missile turret up. Vulture coming in, getting a lot of probes here, but I feel Nony needs to transfer the probes. Finally transferring the probes here. Cannon's not going to stop this much Vulture harassment. Cannons are very good against a small number of Vultures, but not that many. And this contain is basically going to own this Nexus here. Nony is going to lose this Nexus, and I think he knows this, and he's just going to transfer probes to the top right. Mines up here. Vultures on their way, and one tank on the way, and Nony's in a lot of trouble here. This expansion is not even going up, and it is going to fall again. And Nony, I feel he was banking on that he could keep the other expansions up and try to win this after losing this expansion here. But Nony not in a great situation here, but I don't feel DL really has the proper preparation here for the... Gosh, I can't talk. For the, what am I talking about? Never mind. All right, Nony's actually going to save that expansion, though. He is going to keep his left expansion here. He does have actually quite a large army here, and where the heck did that army just come from? This is when macro kicks in here, so Nony's actually going to just call that. He's going to lose that expansion here, but I feel Nony's army is not going to be able to be stopped here, and I think Nony might actually be able to do something here, and, well, I think we are going to see recalls here from Nony. That could be a possibility. Knowing that his Terran opponent only has a couple tanks here, I think recalls are the best choice, in my opinion. This 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock expansion is now mining, as well as this 10 o'clock expansion is going up as well. So we are going to see pretty macro heavy game. A little late on the 4th. This is kind of inconsistent macro, I like to call it. I guess you could say I was expecting him to get his 4th. Generally, you can tell great macro players when their expansions flow, but that is not exactly what we